Well, here we are at the end of the tutorial, and we've gone through some pretty serious hair retouching, and you now have some pretty serious high-end skills for dealing with hair. Let's take a quick look through the images and see how far we've come and point out the things that you now have in your toolkit. So in our first image, you learned basic cleanup. There were a ton of flyaways coming off this hair, and you now know that you can just trim in, you don't have to deal with what's there. And that was taken to the next level on this image where we actually extracted her from the background. Once again, a really poor edge, and you learned to craft that edge and some cool tricks for dealing with custom eyelashes. Also, some new techniques for going inside the hair and doing some beauty and smoothing work. Next up, we tackled this really problematic image that was really dark, and in a low contrast environment, we had to find a way to dig into the channels and extract a mask that could pull him off the background so we could put in a new one. We now know that there aren't just 3 channels, there are 10 channels, and we can use all of that to pull information in order to do what we need to do. Next, we had a really textured hair, and using some pretty basic channel pulls, we're able to get that out clean, but the big payoff there was looking at defringing and a slightly different way to use a color map in order to identify fringing and where we needed to paint and with what color. And then finally, for the apex of problematic hair, we were able to completely extract it from a dark background, defringe it, maintaining high quality, using all the different edge techniques that we had to not only improve the edges that we pulled from a channel pull, but also to add new custom edging where we chose that we needed it. So everything culminated in that last image, and we were able to do some really cool creative exploration with it. Now, we're at the end of this hair tutorial, and you might be sitting there thinking, Seth, you're missing something. You didn't teach select and mask. And you know what? That's right, I didn't, because I didn't want to. Select and mask is a useful tool in some situations, but I don't use it. I like being in complete control of the information that I either make or pull in order to do these complex extractions. Select and mask is not a magic bullet for these situations. What I've shown you is you now have complete control over all of these techniques, and you're doing them by hand. Yes, they're time consuming, but there are no shortcuts when you're working at this level of quality, none at all. So now that you know this stuff, you can use select and mask all you want for other things, but when it comes to the heavy lifting, you've now got all of these tools that only the highest of the high-end retouchers had. So I hope you're able to use them in every situation. Have that confidence that you know all of these. You can refer back to this course when these challenges come up. But I want you to continue using these techniques, continue developing them, extending them if possible, and make some really, really cool artwork with your photographs. Thanks for spending the time with me.